In this first video, we'll kind of jump ahead and assume that the features have already been written. So here's a feature that only includes client code, and here's a feature that includes client code and backend code. So this video is going to show you how to tie them all together into a main app. So first we have to create that app, and I'll call it Tygr Demo. Now for the first video, we're only going to be looking at the feature with only client code. And the first thing to notice is these .tgz files. Those are the node modules packed together into one file. The latest .tgz is guaranteed to exist for any feature. The rest are chosen by the developer. So let's look into the source folder. The two files that you need to pay the most attention to are the actions file and the selectors file. If you're familiar with Redux already, then you'll know what action is, and this will look somewhat familiar. If not, just know that this action causes a change in the state of the feature. So from the main app, if you dispatch this action, you're going to cause a change. The selector is pretty easy to understand. It selects a piece of the state of the feature. So the feature has a model, and if this one only has one selector, it's called getProp, and it just returns the prop. And we can tell by this right here that it's going to return a string. Okay, now that it's created, we have to install two libraries, the core module and the latest .tgz that I was mentioning before. Okay, so let's go into the demo, or the main app, I guess. For any app that's using the Tygr module, or the Tygr framework, you need to import the Tygr module into the main app component. And we'll also import the feature. For the Tygr module, you need to call for_root. And this passes in the config variable, which we don't have any right now, which is okay. We'll pass in an empty object, and I'll go over it more in the next video. Okay, so let's see how that works. Start up the app. And nothing too unexpected, it's just the normal demo app. Okay, so now let's start using the selectors and the actions. The main entry point for both of those things is called the store, and you import it from the core module. And we're going to import the actions and the selectors from the feature. You can use the store in any app or any component or service by injecting it, like so. And now let's look at the functions in the store. Dispatch is how you get the actions into the store. So that's the first thing we'll do. And as we said, there's only one feature action, so we'll just pass it a new feature action, and the only one there is. So this creates a new feature action and then dispatches it to the store. And that's going to cause some change in the state of the feature. Now nothing really changed except for we see this message, action successfully dispatched. And you can tell that's from the feature, because it says feature.fx, which is one of the files in here. But it doesn't really give us much information. So let's work on the selectors. In order to get information about we'll use the select function. And there's only one selector that we can use. So this will give us a string. It says so. As we said, that getProp returns a string. And let's just console.log that. I'll make it a little more clear what it is. So the prop is hello world. And then we dispatch the action. Now let's see what the prop is after we dispatch the action by just console.logging again. So it was hello world, then the action was dispatched, and now the prop is changed. So from hello world to the value changed. And one last thing about the select function, there's another one that gives an observable. So we will make a observable. And we'll import observable. And we'll use the same selector because there's not much choice. So now this variable right here is an observable that will contain the latest feature prop. You can subscribe to that, or you can use it in your HTML file with the async pipe. Alright, so that's all that I want to show you for the first video. The next video will go over the config, and then after that we'll go over server code.